Hey loves, it's Valerie again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a simple, short, educative, self-improvement type style video, and today I'm going to be sharing habits I regret not starting sooner in my 20s. And the truth is that whether you start this earlier or whether you're even starting them now, it's totally okay because it's better late than never. And the thing is that if something is good for you, regardless of when you started, it will still benefit you. So without yapping too much, let's get right into this video. The first one that I'm going to speak about is having a decision-making matrix. And the truth is that this is something I wish I started earlier, which is like if I want to do something or I want to make a decision, instead of being overwhelmed by the decision and never making a decision, I come up with a plan, a strategy, a path that helps me arrive at the best possible decision. Like, of course, you're backing this up with prayer, you're backing this up with everything in between, but just like having a plan on what you like to do when it's time to make a decision. For me, I like to ask myself 3 questions. What is the decision? What are the benefits of this decision? What would I miss on if I choose to go in the other way? And then I make a pros and a cons list under each possible direction that I go. And I look over it, and at the end I'm like, okay, this works for me, or no, this doesn't work for me, and I make my decision. And this would help you like move faster in life, even with something as simple as, oh, should you move to a new city or should you take a new job? Instead of feeling overwhelmed, reaching out to so many people, getting so many opinions. And there is nothing wrong with getting opinions, but sometimes you need to learn how to make decisions really quickly so that you can move fast, right? So this is something that I really did wish I did earlier. I started doing this about 2 years ago, and as someone who tends to feel overwhelmed by decision making, it's truly been life-changing for me. So the next thing that I wish that I did start doing earlier is tracking my expenses. And while we are saving and we are investing, sometimes we look at the money that we've saved and the money that we've invested and our income, and it's like, okay, so where is all my money going? When you track your spending, you're able to see like where your money is going, so that if you need to make any changes, you know where exactly you need to look at. And this is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, GoMoney. Let me tell you how GoMoney works for me. I've been using this app for about 2 years now. I make GoMoney my daily expense bank, so which means that when I get my salary, I put a portion of the money that I want to spend in a month into my GoMoney app. And I really like GoMoney because like as I am spending on something, I can go back into the app and I can categorize. So if I make a transfer to someone, I can categorize that transfer to log what it's for. If I spend from my card, I can categorize that expense to show what it's for. Now what I really love and what works the most for me is that, number one, at the end of the month, I can see a total of how much money I spent using my GoMoney app. And then I could also see what categories I spend the most on and what categories I spend the least on. Do you know the funny thing, that there was a time that GoMoney really helped me, because I saw that in a year, guys, I'm not lying, when I looked at my Uber fees for a particular year, it was almost 2 million naira. I'm not joking. When I added my Uber and Bolt fees, it was almost 2 million naira. And that's when I was like, okay, you know what, I actually do need a car. So but these are the kind of things that you can't really tell if you don't know, like if you're not tracking these expenses. So if you haven't downloaded the app, there's going to be a link in my description box through where you can download the app. GoMoney has so many other features, but this one that helps me track my expenses is my favorite feature so far. So now the third thing that I wish I started doing earlier in my 20s is nurturing and fostering relationships. So don't get me wrong, I would like to say that I'm someone who has always like, you know, been open to receiving people, but like sometimes we get so carried away with like ourselves and everything that's going on with us. But what happens to like all of these relationships that you're creating? Because guys, relationships will change your life. Relationships can get you into certain rooms that you cannot get to on your own. Relationships are what you would leverage on if you're facing a really tough time and you need people to actually like pull you out. And one thing I want to say is that there's this thing that people in our generation do, and we're like, oh, no new friends, yeah, I have my circle, I'm down, the circle is tight, blah blah blah. I don't know why I'm acting like a gangster, but it's, guys, I don't think it's smart. Do you know like how much lifespan like you have to leave? There is so much ahead of you. There are so many people that you could still meet in this life, that just because of your inability to think beyond like what you're seeing around you right now, you're missing out on so many good opportunities. So if you meet someone and you think that, oh my god, this person is really great, I love this person, check in on them, call them. Do not wait for someone to call you first. If they're busy and they haven't thought of you, you could be like, oh hey girl, how's it going? Do you think we can catch lunch sometime? Do you think we could get drinks sometime? Like, this is how you build relationships. Like, you're for some people are saying, oh, I want to have a business partner, I don't know anyone to ask. The girls that you met when you went out that could be potential business partners, like, what are you doing? How are you fostering those relationships so that you can have those people around you? Like, yes, there are different levels to friend. Everybody cannot be your bestie, everyone cannot be your sister, but like, you need a solid female community. There's nothing you take away from this video, take that away. Like, you need a solid female community. The next thing that I wish I started doing earlier in my 20s is definitely shopping consciously. And I understand that when you're in your 20s, you want to, you know, experiment, you want to try every single trend, you know, just do all sorts until you figure out what works for you style-wise. But I don't know if I'm the only one, but when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, the amount of money that we actually spend towards shopping will shock you. So instead of buying like 25 dresses, 100k, wear once, wash once, dress shreds, and you need a new one the next time you're going out, how about take the 100k, buy 3 dresses, and like you can keep wearing those dresses over and over again? Because like, this is the thing, and I know that some people are like, oh, I can't be caught dead in this outfit more than once, da, da, da. If you buy good quality pieces that fit you right, the truth is that you can style them in multiple ways. They will serve you longer. You're not going to wash it and look at it and be like, okay, you know what, this looks bad, I need something new. And honestly, nobody's saying like have a capsule minimalist wardrobe and all of that, because like whenever people ask people to shop consciously, people want to be like, oh, well, I don't want to wear only neutrals and I don't want to wear only 5 things. But no one is saying like wear only 5 things. You can have your huge glamorous wardrobe that is filled with so many things. But instead of buying things that you need to change every like month or every 2 weeks or after every 2 years, you need to actually throw this thing away or give it to someone else or turn it to a rag, because that's what we do in Nigerian homes. Like, buy things that no matter how much you wash them, no matter how much you use them, they will still look good. Ooh, it's like the lighting is looking different, guys. I'm losing the sun. But the last and final thing that I feel like I wish I started doing earlier is vision boards. And this sounds like a very superficial thing, but I find that vision boards have been very helpful in helping me keep a picture of like the goals I'm trying to achieve or the things I'm trying to do in my mind. And one thing that is very interesting about vision boards is that when you have a vision board and like you're doing what you need to do to get to the place that you want. So say maybe you say, oh, on your vision board, I want to have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube at the end of 2022, and you're showing up, you're posting consistently, all of that. More often than not, guys, at the end of the year, you're actually going to see that you actually have 10,000 subscribers. And it's such a crazy thing, but there's definitely some rules of the world and the rules of like the universe and how things generally work. Like when you see things and you have things in your subconscious, they come to pass. You pray about it, all of that, it comes to pass, right? But vision boards have been very helpful. I go back to my vision boards. I started doing vision boards in, I think 2020, so that's 2 years now. And I go to my vision boards and I see that everything that I always have on my vision board has come to pass. Even if it hasn't come to pass fully, it's on its way to come to pass. But having put that thing down there and looking at it, it's at the back of my mind, and I think that it's such a life-changing tip. And just know that it's not about doing vision boards and not doing any work. It's not about doing vision boards and not praying. It's not about doing vision boards and waiting on the universe. I don't know, whatever you believe in. But for me, I'm a Christian, and I've noticed that doing vision boards, working hard and backing that up with prayer all the time helps me get the things that I desire quicker and better. So that is it, loves. We have come to the end of this video. I do hope that these tips were very helpful and they come in handy for you. And if you have any other tips that you wish you started doing earlier, that you feel like they are life-changing, please leave them in the comment section so that other people can watch and learn from this video, because it's my wish that we all continue to be the best version of ourselves and we continue to grow. Also, if you haven't watched the video on things I started doing that helped me change my life in 6 months, I'm going to link it right there and you should go and check that video out. So until next time, see you in my next one.